What's up, everybody? This is Llama. We're watching the film. I'm just going to get right into Kyler Murray. Want you guys to get a feel for my process. So all we're going to do is watch the film, break it down, and then we'll look at his stats and kind of give you an opinion from there. So this is just live, my first look at him. I don't get to really watch college during the season, so I'm going to look at it. We're going to show you what I see, and then we'll look at his stats and kind of form an opinion. Um, I don't know much about him. I do that on purpose because I want to have no biases coming in. But I obviously have heard the news about the baseball and all that. So I really just want to evaluate him as an NFL quarterback prospect and whatever he chooses to do, which I think he's choosing to be a football player at this point. So we can, I guess, have an opinion on that, but it doesn't really matter to me. All right, so I know he's not very big, and that's been the main critique there. Trying to see who they're reading here. That's interesting. So what we're looking at is his traits that translate to the next level. So we're not necessarily evaluating his performance as a college player, but we're looking at his traits that uh, translate to the next level. So here he is on his first throw, steps up in the pocket. So let's look at if he can see, which what the Russell Wilsons and Drew Breeses do is they'll find a throwing lane. So it looks like he's definitely looking for one there. Let's see what he's got down the field. He's got like basically a smash, a flat in a corner to the top. And then I think the back is checking. A little bit of miscommunication there. Kind of got a wide base there. Throws on the run. I mean, the baseball background is definitely good. Here you get a view. So he doesn't like there. So we'll evaluate. I watch Haskins. Haskins was the first prospect that I watched, and he was not very good, or he just wasn't very creative. So I would assume that Murray is more creative outside the structure of an offense. So again, he's just throwing a screen pass. He's manipulating the defense with his eyes. You have the crack screen to the boundary. Come back around for the tunnel on the tight split. Tackle stays, guard goes. Good placement. We're talking about placement and accuracy. Placement, accuracy, does he get the ball there? Placement, is it in a spot where the receiver can run? Good ball there on the slant. Nice little rub route on top. See how Murray kind of throws. Doesn't get his whole body through the throw, and he's kind of an arm thrower, which again is baseball background. You would expect that. No problem with it as long as he's accurate. And I don't know what his stats are in terms of completion percentage, but I'm sure they're pretty good. All right, so this is, wow, okay. So I remember watching a broadcast, and they said something like that he wasn't that good of a runner. I must have misheard or something. Regardless, so this is him in the open field. Just, I mean, that's just, he's getting underestimated. Is this a draw? He might have the option. It might be quarterback draw or throw the perimeter screen. Yeah, it is because you have the puller there. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Just as an athlete, it'll be interesting to see what he runs. I mean, you have to say, just watching him here, he looks like a little Russell Wilson type. Now, you can't be Russell Wilson without having the intangibles that Wilson has. There's good timing there. Let's look at the route combo on the top. Let's look at his mechanics here. Off the play fake. Again, it's all arm. That's accurate and on time. Good zip on the ball. That's one of the things with Mayfield. Last year, people were talking about Rosen being the best pocket passer, which I didn't necessarily see on film. And then when they went to the combine, I mean, Mayfield was way better at throwing the football. That's to the field. Yeah, I mean, again, if you're really studying this, you can actually time that from one hash to the opposite sideline, basically, or in between the sideline and numbers. You can actually time that and see what the RPMs or whatever that is. To me, just my eye, it looks pretty good in terms of velocity. Could he have caught it? Maybe. Is it perfect placement? No. That's not even a throw NFL quarterbacks have to make because of the hash marks. That's nice. Okay, what I like about this is the anticipation and the no panic and the feet. So what you want is active but calm feet. And that's pretty much exactly what you get here. Quick release. Is that a double move on top, or is he scrambling? I think it's a double move. So they knew they were going to get the three-man rush against this defense, which obviously will have their three-man rushes. So you can see at the top, he's running probably a double move there. So he's breaking down here to the fake to the corner and then back to the post. Great ball. And I guess, so they have the Antonio Brown's cousin too. I did know that. I guess that's 5. Is it 2? I remember Hollywood Brown from last year. I mean, from Baker Mayfield, I thought he was unbelievable. All right, so here's a little bit of Russ. He gets it out like Mahomes does with that baseball background. Nothing's been straight drop back. Nothing's been straight drop back. It's all been off of run action, or at least flash fake. Good touch. So now we've seen a couple different type of throws. We've seen those lasers kind of to the field there, and now this is a mesh concept. Oh man, that's not a pick, huh? He literally picks him. You got to call that. Yeah, so is that Brown? Yes, that's Brown. Okay, so 5 is the guy we're also kind of looking at. Nice formation here. Wow, that's great off platform. That's really good. I mean, generally, what's he missed? 1 throw in the very beginning, maybe 2. Oh no, was I watching this game? I do remember he fumbled one of the games I was watching. Let's see that again. Just see what his ball security looks like. Again, we're not evaluating his college performance. He's going to get, his position coach is going to grade him and give him a negative for this because he fumbled. Although it doesn't even look like it's that bad of ball security. It just kind of pops out. Well, you can see he's kind of holding it wrong here. One thing I will definitely focus on when he does do combine is his hand size. I do think that's very important. Obviously, if you get it done, you get it done. But I think his hands really help him. Wow. Yeah, I didn't see Haskins make many throws like this. I saw Haskins make physical throws that look good, but accuracy-wise, not many. Now listen, he's wide open. He has a perfect pocket. But, I mean, that's a flick of the wrist. In stride. Mechanics look perfect. You can see there. So when people say, can he see over the line? You know, he can. He's got the throwing lane. He sees all the way down the field. And that looks perfect. I mentioned this in Dwayne Haskins, but for some reason the footballs in the NCAA don't allow perfect spirals all the time, and once you get to the NFL, they kind of do. So if you can get some perfect spirals in college, it bodes well usually. We're not going to go as slow as we did for Haskins just because I feel like I stayed on one play too many times. So he's been kind of late, not even late, necessarily late, but he's been kind of behind on a few throws. I did notice that. Listen, you draft him, you're going to tailor your offense around him. There's going to be a lot of moving out of the pocket, a lot of play action. I wouldn't really run him much. You kind of like the Seahawks do. You kind of just do it at the goal line, if that, and then once in a while when you know it's going to be a pull read and you know he can slide or whatever. But he's not big enough for you to run him. The only guy really in recent history who's been able, well, there have been two that have been able to do quarterback run game stuff fairly consistent is Cam and Tebow because they're big enough. You can't run a guy like Murray or Russell Wilson or, as we know, RG3 like you could Cam. And the big guys are the outliers. This is just a very not smart throw. I mean, he's thrown away from rotation, but he's got to know what his concept is. It's not the worst idea in the world to hit the seam when he's going this way, but you got to realize you have nothing holding him, and you're staring it down. It's a good call by the DC, and it's terrible up front. I mean, what is the center doing? Still not a smart throw. Did he pick it? Great catch. I mean, if you get any positive from that play, it's taking the hit. Good timing. Oh my goodness, West Virginia. There's that. And they get a pull read. And again, the angle is just, I'd be interested to see what he runs. If he runs 4.5 anywhere under 4.6, it's kind of, I mean, looking at this, I would think he's gonna run under a 4.6. Let's just see this boundary hitch or whatever it is. Yeah, I mean, you can tell obviously he's a fantastic college quarterback. You're never going to throw this really in the NFL. What I like from this play, though, is just that quick release. He's there. That's not really anticipation like in the pocket or anything, but it's just confidence. And I know he chose football, so it's like that bodes well for him as also. It's not like he had one option. Preserves his body. All right, here's a little scramble stuff. Smart move, throw it away. Might have been in the tackle box, but. All right, they're showing blitz. They only bring 3. Kind of saw Ghost there for a second. I mean, I can understand it. 3rd and 4. Little double clutch. I mean, I got to say, he just looks to me like a mixture of Russ and Mahomes. I'm not saying he's going to be as good as either of them. I'm just saying in terms of play style and kind of his confidence, that's all Mahomes type stuff right there, pointing to people and look at that. Look at him. Go, go, go. That's awful ball security, and he is not coached to do that by any stretch. But again, I do like his feet. Now, what decision he makes there, not great. I think that was the fullback or the tight end or H-back. All right, here he sees it. That's pretty good touch. Again, Haskins just didn't have these types of throws. He just didn't. He just didn't complete these in the games that I watched. He really just didn't. That's pretty. Again, his placement isn't perfect on most of these, but he's definitely accurate. So if he was a pitcher, which I think he played like shortstop, but if he was a pitcher, you'd say he'd have good control, but not necessarily great command. but we'll see as we keep going. This is probably that mesh again, and tell me, all right, first of all, look at him just tackling someone. You're not allowed to do that. Actually, you are. What am I talking about? He's behind the line of scrimmage. You are allowed to do that. I mean, is he supposed to run at a negative angle? Who knows? But, I mean, with the way he's blocking, yeah, he is. So they see the leverage, or even forget leverage, he's just got the speed on 3. 3 who got beat before by Murray himself. And then they just block with 4 there. And you let this dude run. He is quite a dude. Wow. Again, not much from Murray. You just see throwing off a different platform, stepping up in the pocket, throwing with a little touch because he knows he can. It's good stuff. Either miscommunication or they did the Alex Smith thing. Probably a miscommunication. Little pop pass. Double clutch. Is that a Brown again? Man, he's good. He's really good. Again, we're going a little quicker because I think I had to put Haskins in 3 videos for no reason. So we're going to go a little quicker just so we're not hanging up on one play or one game too long. Goes to progression. Finds his nice tight end there. Whole line's been pretty good. I mean, their plan is to spy and rush 3 for the most part. Not working great, but I think they just don't want to get beat for big plays, which makes sense. I mean, they're clearly scoring on offense. It's good. Anticipation is extremely important. And you don't see everybody go through a read like that. Now, listen, his offense is very statistic and quarterback friendly, but it's still impressive and translates well to be able to look one way and throw the other way and go through all your progressions. All right, you can see here now he's going to look to the field, and then he's going to come back to this hook. Nice. It's good stuff. Definitely good stuff from Kyler Murray. He lost the ball again. That's important. It's definitely notable because, again, another thing with like a guy like Russ, he really doesn't fumble too much. And someone like Ben, I've noticed, especially this year, just will take so many hits and never fumble the ball. And hold the ball with one hand, hold it awkwardly, be in the process of throwing and still not fumble. So it definitely is a positive trait if you can hold on to the football while being tackled in the pocket, and it's definitely a negative if you're going to lose a lot of those. All right, here's his Mahomes, just pointing everywhere. Nice catch. No, they have no timeouts. That might have done it. All right. Very impressed. Let's go to Bama. Perfect. All right. So I definitely did watch this game, or at least had it on. I don't remember. I wasn't scouting him by any stretch, so I'm pretty sure he played well. But this is definitely a great game for you to evaluate him. Again, calm feet. Not exactly the West Virginia front now, is it? See that's okay. So there's him holding the ball. And it's a good shot of his hands. They do look kind of small. You'd like to say, can he feel the pressure? Kind of overused term. The thing that concerns me with these first couple of plays is what is he looking at? Um, is he confused at their pattern matching? What that just shows me right there is that he's on par in terms of athleticism. And I shouldn't say on par. I should say his athleticism will be a plus if he's doing this kind of stuff. Like I said before, he probably he runs sub 4.6. It's just if he's 4.5 flat or even below that. I mean, that's just, I don't think he'll be below that, but 4.5 flat or even 4.58 or whatever is great for a quarterback. Now so he hasn't started off great. They're down 14-0. Maybe they didn't play well. Oh no, they come back. That's what happened in this game. No, they don't come back. They cover the spread. That's what happens. All right, there he takes a shot. It's pretty well placed. I mean, rather overthrow it than underthrow it. Looks good. He's definitely got a fantastic arm. Again, his trait, arm talent, as a trait, definitely looks like a plus. 21 is fast, man. He gets beat and catches up to him. Oof. I mean, eventually I'm going to start looking at these Bama dudes. This catch. Shades of Mark Andrews. There you can kind of see the spin on the ball. Like I said earlier, it's you don't really see a lot of tight spirals in college football for whatever reason. It's just the way the balls are. In the NFL, the ball is much easier to get a tight spiral on. So this is kind of fine, as close as you're going to get. Mechanics look good. He doesn't get his lower body involved much, but it's fine. He's an arm thrower. Yeah, he's struggling for sure. He's definitely struggling. Let's see. He didn't recognize this against West Virginia. He didn't really recognize this look as a bluff. And I believe he's being spied here. No, he's not being spied. It's not bad stepping up in the pocket, finding a throwing lane. I have no doubt, based on just watching a game in a little bit, that he can play in the NFL. In terms of just his processing, it's just now what kind of decisions is he going to make? Which all young quarterbacks are going to make some bad decisions, and he's definitely a little overwhelmed with how big this front is. There he finally gets what he needs. Which, I mean, listen, most quarterbacks can throw to a wide open receiver on the throwback there, but still shows his confidence, shows that trait, gets his one-on-one. If he placed it there, he placed it. Oh, that's C.D. Lamb. I know him too. So that's just a slot fade. Listen, it's a great throw. It's effective. This is Wildcat. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, so I mean, just from watching the West Virginia game, and I know they had a great year otherwise, they just look kind of a little overwhelmed with Bama. That's a cool flea flicker. Yeah, he's really fast. I mean, look, So here's what you see here now is two Alabama defenders, so world class defensive players who do pursuit drills and angle drills every day, and they can't track the hip of this dude. even two gets there. I mean, listen, Murray's going out of bounds, but it just shows the rare elusiveness of this guy. Easiest block in football, the peel back. I don't even know what's legal or not anymore. What happened there? I guess we should kind of get a 2-for-1 here and be also looking at Williams, because I heard Williams is the guy. On Alabama. Change something. You know, I did notice with Haskins, he was very active in terms of changing protections and talking to his O-line. Oh, that's pretty. Murray, I haven't noticed do much of that. So it kind of shows that a lot of coaching and putting him in position to be successful is the coaches do a lot to so that he doesn't have to, which is not necessarily a negative. I would just more give that a positive to Haskins. This is a very well thrown ball with excellent anticipation. If you freeze it, ball was released. He's not even out of his. He's still even. He didn't even turn his hips yet. It's good stuff. I mean, he even goes an extra 5 yards. That's high level. Now to the boundary, so you're not going to get those in the NFL. Again, you can see the wobbly ball, which we expect. All right. Second quarter, you can make it a game here. Design run, I think. We don't need to watch that. So he throws the back shoulder seam, which is an interesting one. And, you know, when you get man in the red zone, it's not a bad idea. It's not a terribly placed ball. It's not good, but there was also very good coverage. So they settle for 3. This is the end of the second quarter, so you're trying to make a miracle happen. No, you don't need a miracle, but you're trying to get 3. He does have, you know what? He does have very nice touch. I will say that. Very good touch. So I'll be interested to see also. That's terrible ball security. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. I'll be interested to see when they do the ball velocity stuff at the combine. You know, all that offseason stuff, I'm actually going to be very intrigued with Murray, including his 40, which, you know what, I don't even need his 40 after you see stuff like that. All right, we're in the third quarter here, but definitely like the ball velocity and all that. Like I just, because what you're seeing on film is clearly a good prospect. I think all that stuff will help him. Now, are we seeing him inside the structure of an offense? You know, making NFL type throws and reads? Not really. But again, we just need to evaluate the traits. He's confident, and he's got a good arm. And he's been successful. His ball security is atrocious. See, but that's the trait that I look at the most is accuracy and placement. And this is poor on the post curl. I mean, where is Brown going, though? I guess I want to see the wide shot again. So Brown's running a post curl. He should be finding space. Nah, I guess he's not wrong. But you got to realize the safety's coming down on you and the corner's out. Or I guess that safety is out. And miscommunication. You'd like for them to have that. He's pointing to him. I would think Brown would take a different angle. I would think Brown should be in this space here rather than that way. Or I should say, like right at the numbers. Who's 47? There again, 33. I mean, he's making Alabama linebackers look. Nice job, 75. Tackle your own guy. All right, throws to the field. That didn't look like it had much velocity on it. Yes, it did. That actually looked like one of his better throws in terms of tight spiral. Okay, computer. Again, that was a pretty ball just in terms of out of his hand. It's just the decision. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, not great. He's clearly a bit overmatched or just not used to this, but it's not like he's completely lost. Or I shouldn't say that. He's still got his confidence and he's just missing, which you're gonna. I'm not surprised on that. Mayfield was the quarterback last year, so is this his first year starting? So we got to look at his stats. I don't look at these. Come on, I don't look at these prospects at all until I watch the film because I don't want to have any pre knowledge about them. I don't want to have any biases. I don't want to have any opinion. I don't want to know any stats. I just want to watch the film and then I'll get the whole picture after the fact. I do that on purpose. So I'm talking mindlessly about Baker Mayfield, but obviously Mayfield was their quarterback last year, so I guess this might have been Murray's first year. So this is his most difficult test ever as a football player. Misses the slant. I mean, that's pretty good stuff. Oh, there you probably don't want to touch past that behind Brown. That's Brown's second drop of the game. So I guess they settled for 3. Wow. He's he's quick, man. He's definitely faster than Russ. Come on, give me a shot of this. I want to actually see it. All right, what do we have? We have the corner out. I don't know who tips it. It looks like good placement to me. Can he throw screens? He's not going to stop throwing screens, so there's a slant. Okay, let's see his footwork here. Calm but active. I see it. Mechanics look fine. Good timing. Wow, that ball jumped out of his hands. Oh man, that's pretty. All right, so you can see now he gets a little bit, starts running around a little bit, gets into a little bit of a rhythm there, and then throws. That's one of the more impressive throws I've seen. He's jumping. Wow, one of the more impressive throws I've seen. Period in a college game, knowing the context and everything. I guess it's still a 3-score game. But I guess Bama had scored. Yeah, again, I've only watched one game plus this, and 1 game and 3 quarters. I think he's a much better prospect than Haskins. I don't even think there's much of a comparison. I think Haskins is not a bad prospect by any stretch, but he has qualities that make him a very unique possible star. Okay, there go trips to the boundary. Flash fake. He's quick to run, but man, is it effective. Hold the ball. He just holds the ball, man. It's funny. I wonder if NFL quarterback coaches will actually like change that because we see NFL quarterbacks hold the ball like idiots as well. And he's clearly got big enough hands to do that, so very bad throw. I mean, that's an awful decision and an awful throw. So just when I tell him he's got star qualities, he does that. All right, they bring the boundary blitz. All right, he recognized that and threw a good throw. He recognizes that. That's a great. Oh man, I wonder if that was film study or he just guessed. He knew they were going to bring that off the boundary. Free runner. That's good. And that's not terrible timing. It's not great. Fake the screen, throw to the tailback. Bama says no. 4 of 11 on third downs. 33 just whooped the right tackle. I mean, listen, Murray's getting the ball out at least, or he's choosing to run, so it's not like he's taking sacks, which I guess is pretty good. I mean, 33. Look at this bull rush. The right tackle. Oh my God. All right, I need to be watching Murray. Good timing. He knows what it is. He knows he's going to throw there the entire time. He just looks everything off. He knows it's man. He knows CD is going to win. That's certain. Cue draw. All right. Ball security is a concern. Now, is it going to is it going to really impact his draft prospect? And would I not draft him because of it? No, but that's what NFL teams are going to get on him about for sure. His ball security is just very below average. He's really good at the back shoulders. He really is. And that's super important. So let's think, where could he go? I mean, Odell Beckham and Shepard and Ingram. Yeah, everyone says Haskins to the Giants. What did the Giants pick, like 4 or something? Let me look that up. I'll look it up after. But yeah, this dude is not falling out of the top 10. I would be shocked. And anybody who tells you otherwise is just, they're just looking at something else. Again, that's good accuracy. Yeah, this is when they come back. Yeah. They cut it to like 2 scores at the end. All right, Pat. All right, Pat Jr. Hold the ball. He's getting the ball out quick, regardless of whether it's always the most accurate throw. There, he takes a sack. No, he doesn't. That's pretty. Oh, they called him. Oh, I think I remember that. Oh man, that's an athletic move. Yeah, I mean, obviously he's a professional athlete. I mean, he was drafted already in baseball, but I like to say a pro athlete before anything, he's a pro athlete, and that's definitely the case here with Murray, and his combine testing will 100% show you that. He might break quarterback records, let's be honest. There's the mesh sit. Good read. They don't run it nearly as much as Ohio State, and I think this should do it. You see mesh and then the sit route. And then I think they score here, and that cuts it to 11. Somebody's helmet. He gets in. And that's it. And there's Mel Kiper. All right, we'll go to the last game here, and then we'll look at some stats, and I'll give you my final opinion. 3 games, is it enough to get a great opinion? I mean, it's worked for me in the past. I think it's fine. All right, so we just went from West Virginia to up to Alabama, and now we're going down to Baylor. Again, not great placement. I'm gonna try to just kind of let this run, and we'll go back if it's something really notable. Again, behind him. It's good timing. It's just behind the guys. Oh man. I mean, I don't think he compares to Haskins. I don't think Haskins' tape is nearly. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Haskins' tape is not terrible. It's not bad or even that much worse than this. It's just his traits don't translate like this. Yeah, and then I did see something about Kingsbury say. Kingsbury had a quote about Murray. He said he was the best player, or he'd take him #1, and now he's in Arizona. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked at all with how bad Rosen looked. I was never a big Rosen guy to begin with. I thought he was pretty good. I mean, obviously his situation wasn't great, but I mean, if you have an opportunity to add this kid and maybe you get a 3 or a 2 for Rosen, I'd probably jump on that. It's funny how the pocket looks like it does against Baylor and West Virginia, and then against Alabama, it just disappears. Again, good timing. Again, it's a little behind. So we'll note that. But again, he's accurate. His placement isn't perfect. He's accurate, and he's got great touch. I am kind of intrigued. I am kind of intrigued to see his numbers. I know they're off the charts, but just to kind of see what he did against other teams in terms of production, and then very intrigued to see him blow up the combine and pro days and whatnot, because he's going to. He stepped out. Again, awful ball security. Baylor's defense on the road. Poor placement again. All right, we gotta at least look at the mechanics on one of these throws. Oh, not that one. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. There he kind of gets his lower body into it to get that to the field. CD. Wow, that's interesting. Again, the touch. He's very good at knowing when to use a touch pass. Oh man, look how much air he put under that. He caught that? Wow. He's made a couple of wow plays. Haskins didn't make any of these types. Oh man. Hollywood. Poor 31. What can you do worse there? What can you do better there? Oh man. Just telegraph their blitz. So obviously we call a screen. Let me get the ball to this person. That is a dude. I don't even know if we have to watch much more of this, honestly. We'll just let it run. I mean, they're also killing them. It's weird. This year, I mean, again, I haven't really looked for other prospects, but it's tough to find uh, the verse. So Kyler Murray versus or the Dwayne Haskins versus. It's those, you know what I'm saying, the film or the cut-ups. It's hard to find those. So I hope I can get at least 3 for most prospects. I plan on doing Daniel Jones next. Catch the ball 80. I mean, he just looks super comfortable. Oh, man, he's that's an awkward platform. Oh man, Baylor, what are we doing, guys? Lamb looks like he's jogging. At least Baylor's scoring on offense. That little return keeps it. I haven't seen him take many hits. Russ is great at that as well. He doesn't take many big hits. I mean, he looks very awkward, like the way he goes down, but I think it's just that we're not used to seeing a guy like that small and that twitchy. And look how he's holding the ball. Like, even there. Like, he didn't take a hit because he kind of fell down backwards. But he didn't really take a hit. So, it's definitely a positive for me. I don't know what their point was there. I don't have the volume on. I guess that he didn't hit the check down, or he should have. I don't know. Worked out. That's poorly placed, but you know what you might see here if they would have shown it, that might have been on the receiver. The receiver probably didn't was too far out wide, basically. His numbers must have been insane in this game, huh? He's completing a lot. Decent velocity. Can you tackle? He looks like he's at a different speed. I mean, he probably is. I'm sure he runs 4.4 or lower. If Brown runs over a 4.5, I'll be over a 4.45. I'll be very surprised. Speed up, 45, just destroying 3. Is that Brown blocking? Let's get a little bit of Brown there. Hey, he was in the mix there in a 20-point game. Guys, what are we doing? They just have single-digit receivers. Oh, wow. They just have single-digit receiver dudes everywhere. All right, you'd think you'd want to kind of control the clock a little bit here. Short stuff and run game. Bleed some clock. But you're also looking for Heisman stats, I suppose. Oh no, they're only 4-0. You might not be thinking about that yet. Look at how quick the safety bailed. There's a poor ball, poor throw. So I mean, listen, he's not completely accurate. No quarterback is, but he's pretty accurate. Placement, I would say, is average for a prospect. Maybe a little below average for like a top 10 prospect quarterback. Ball security is way below average. One of the worst in terms of fumbles. But you'll take the bad with the good, and there's definitely a lot of good. Look at it. He's got the ball. He shouldn't have the ball down there. Where a guy can literally just put his hand down to his pocket and get the ball out. Nice. Baylor is all sorts of jacked up. All right, that's it. So thanks to this dude. It's funny, my nickname is Llama, and his name is Caddy to the Llama for whatever reason. All right, so here we go. Oh yeah, wait. Oh, he was at Texas A&M. All right, look what they list him as. This is College Football Reference. All right, so he was at Texas A&M, and what did he do there? Okay, he barely played. I guess he had 3 starts there at the end. Huh. So you realize obviously that professional scouts, which I am not right now, will look at everything and they'll watch every game or at least the majority, and they'll even see some of this Texas A&M stuff and talk to Texas A&M coaches and whatnot. Now, I don't remember why he transferred or anything like that. Okay, so here he is, Texas A&M. I mean, I don't know what information we can glean from this. 2015, so he has to wait the year for the transfer year, and then this is Baker Mayfield. Okay, so he pretty much so he had spot duty before these starts. So you can say he had 1, 2, 3 starts in his career, and then he had this year. FAU, he just kind of threw 2 touchdowns and left. UCLA played an entire game. All right, so let's just look at it as a whole first. 50 and 14, yeah. 68 completion, yeah. Rushing, 1,400 yards and 13 touchdowns. That's unreal. Let's see, what did he do against good defenses? I would think Texas has a decent defense. They lost. I wish I had that film. Still had good numbers, 19 for 26, 304, 4-1, and almost 100 yards and a touchdown. On the ground, K-State at West Virginia wasn't one of their easier spots, and he lit it up. And then that Bama game, statistically, not his best, and he had 100 yards rushing. Hey, listen, you're a quarterback, you get 100 yards rushing and 300 passing. I mean, but you see the 51 here. At Texas Tech, I guess, isn't an easy spot. And then in these games, he has 100 yards rushing. All right, so can't get much without his stats. Draft order. Okay. So my final take on Murray, I would say Murray is a top quarterback prospect. I think he's better than every quarterback from last year. Let's think. I wasn't huge on Mayfield. I think he's definitely better than Mayfield as a prospect, and I'm in the process of being proven wrong about that. Definitely better prospect than Rosen. Darnold, definitely a better prospect. I mean, Darnold, he looks more polished than Darnold, if that's even possible. Darnold was very raw. Lamar Jackson is what he is. And who am I missing? Darnold, Rosen, Lamar, Josh Allen, who actually had a very interesting year. He's definitely a better prospect than Josh Allen. So, yeah, I'd put him over all those quarterbacks as a prospect. All right, so, yeah, if I'm Arizona, I take him. I shouldn't say that. I have not scouted any of the other players in the draft, but he's a quarterback, so I would have I should say this. If there is not a best player available who's better than the rest, and there was only Murray, and then, let's say like a decent D lineman, Williams or whoever, I would take Murray if I was the Cardinals, and I would shop Rosen. And Rosen probably could get you a 3. Maybe, I doubt that he would get you a 2 after his year. But he could probably get you a 3. At worst case, maybe a 4 and something else, which honestly, you take it. You're not going to be stubborn and say, if you like Murray. Now, I don't know if they're going to like Murray, but if you like Murray, you're not going to be stubborn and say, oh, well, we have Rosen, so we're going to just continue to ride that out first. No, you take the best quarterback. You take the best player. No for 49ers, no for Jets. I wouldn't pass if I was the Raiders. I don't know what Carr's contract situation is, but I wouldn't pass. I think Arians is going to want to stick with Jameis. Again, I don't know about that. And then I don't see him falling past the Giants. I would be very surprised. Or the Jaguars. No shot. So my final prediction is he will go top 7, and I would take him top 7. Issues, placement not great, ball security, and how's he going to translate to an NFL offense, just like everybody in terms of protections and all that. Oh, Wonderlic, I haven't mentioned that. I'll be interested to see. So his entire offseason, I'll be very interested to see, and I would make slight tweaks from there. If he gets into a situation where he falls in the draft, I will guarantee it's because of poor interviews and he's not great on the board. I don't think that's going to happen, though. But if he were to fall, that would be why. Or I shouldn't say that. There might be some baseball situation as well. But anyway, thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next prospect. Should be Daniel Jones.